Hi, if you've seen the first video I put up on YouTube about my Imperial Guard army, you may well have spotted in the background the motor pool, which consists of quite a number of Chimeras that are shown here. Now today I thought I'd talk about some of the work I've done customising these so that they don't all look exactly the same on the battlefield. Now the easiest way to customise any 40,000 vehicle, of course, is just to stick cosmetic details to the outside that have no impact on gameplay. For example, here I've got some cargo canisters and oil drums, several dozer blades, pintle mounted weapons and antennas on some track guards. Now it's become more difficult to do this because in the latest Chimera kit, Games Workshop has seen fit to not include the accessory sprue. So you can either spend an extra £8 on that from mail order, or you can look elsewhere. Now, an example of looking elsewhere is here on this vehicle. Actually, I did a long time ago when accessory sprues were still supplied with Chimeras, and I've added this antenna array. Now that comes from a very cheap model car. I spotted it in a shop, thought the antenna looked interesting, wasn't interested in any other part of the car, so that all got thrown away and I stuck the antenna to the back of the Chimera turret. This now represents a command vehicle. I consider this to be like some sort of satellite uplink, and the highest ranking command squad in my army will be transported in that vehicle. Now another way of customising them is to alter the weapons that are in the turret. Now Forge World do some autocannon and twin-linked heavy bolter turrets, but rather than buy those in turrets, here I've taken some spare parts from my bits box to produce them myself. I've got the autocannon from a Predator kit along with a targeting sensor so that it fills in the gap, and here these are two very old metal heavy bolters which I think again came from an old Predator kit when it used to be a plastic chassis with metal extras, and that gives me the twin-linked heavy bolters. I've gone a bit further on two other vehicles. Well, I have omitted the turrets entirely to produce two turretless vehicles. Here I've just got a heavy flamer in a pintle mount. The heavy flamer comes from a Sentinel kit. Its fuel tanks come from a very old Games Workshop accessory sprue, which I don't think is available any longer. You may notice this has some explosive reactive armour panels on it. I've put these on a few different vehicles. This is the only Chimera I've got that carries them, and they are just self-adhesive PCB feet available from electronic suppliers. On this other vehicle, you'll see I've actually included a gunner as well, which is a metal heavy weapons team gunner torso from the Praetorian 24th, and then a heavy bolter. Now those are codex modifications, so I can field them without worrying about my opponent being taken unduly by surprise. Further to modifying turrets, I have these three vehicles in which I've replaced the turrets entirely with Predator turrets from Space Marine models, and you'll see where the original Chimera turret was located. I've replaced that with what is actually a side hatch from the original Rhino kits, and the roof, the Chimera roof hatch has been removed entirely along with much of the structure around it, so that I can replace it with the top panel from a Predator kit, and the turret just drops in. Now here I've just used the Predator autocannon turret, and on these two vehicles I took the Predator twin-link las cannon turrets, I removed the las cannons, and then I replaced them with twin-linked heavy bolters. So again, these are representative of the Forge World turrets, but aren't the actual Forge World turrets themselves. Now, the final model I'm going to show you today is this one. Now it's pretty much standard Chimera fittings. You've just got a pintle mounted storm bolter. Quite a number of my Chimeras do. That's because when I first started collecting them, a storm bolter on the turret was standard equipment for a Chimera, even though you're actually better off with a heavy stubber, more shots and better range for the points. What makes this one different is you'll notice the driver's vision hatch is open, the turret hatch is open, and the rear rooftop hatch is open. If I lift it up, you'll see there's a bit of wire between the pistons that are meant for opening and closing the main rear ramp, and that's because I can open the rear ramp. This is the only model where I've actually used these internal details for the door, because on none of the others could they be seen, and that's because I have detailed the interior. You can just about make out some benches. If I move this hull mounted las gun, you should be able to see its grip moving on the inside. There is a ladder for access. If I actually remove the turret isn't just a peg in a slot. I've actually built the turret structure. See there, a ladder for climbing up. And that's the seat where the commander would sit. Try and get better light. I don't think you can make out the control panel there. And there you can see more of the detail. There are las guns on the inside. You might just about be able to make out the chairs further forward for the forward gunner and the driver. And I'm not sure if through there you might just about be able to make out, no, the rear of the forward gun I've built inwards as well. Again, you can get a Forge World kit that represents the interior of a Chimera, but that's just to drop into the existing one and suggest that the Chimera is two different compartments, whereas I have modelled the entire thing as a single compartment. I had to cut away quite a bit of this piece here, the forward structure, which did go back and then down. All of that's gone to produce a single hollow cavity inside. Now, you may notice that every single one of these kits is the older pattern Chimera, which is slightly wider than the newer one. And these four here from my Praetorian 78s I bought after the newer one came out. I got them all off eBay, and that's quite simply because I can't stand the appearance of the new kit. I have been looking at ways I can modify it with some plastic card to bulk out the width and give it the appearance of one of these kits, but so far that's proving to be more trouble than it's worth. So if I add any more Chimeras or Chimera hulled vehicles, which I do hope to do, I'm going to have to rely on the little stockpile I've built up, again from eBay, of unbuilt Chimeras still in their boxes. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.